Well, aloha, everyone. Welcome to I Shot 'Em Six Times YouTube horror movie channel. But more importantly, welcome to episode 6 of the Raw Footage Podcast, a podcast dedicated to the Scream franchise. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing, along with a guest that I have along with me, we are going to be discussing and revisiting Scream 6. We're going to be discussing, the fact that it's been already almost 3 years since that movie came out. We're going to, kind of go over some things in regards to what we like about that film, what we didn't like about that film, and talk about some plot holes within that movie that could potentially get patched up in Scream 7. And then, of course, we are going to pivot to some Scream 7 theories, predictions, etc., based on the Scream 7 TV spot trailers that we have gotten over the past couple of weeks. And I will also say, if you guys are going to be watching the Super Bowl today, keep an eye out because I expect Scream 7 to have a full new trailer, or at least a new TV spot trailer different from the one that we got a few days ago showing up during the Super Bowl. I can't imagine Scream not trying to pick up on that promotion that is the Super Bowl. Like, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs, probably anywhere between maybe, I want to say 30 to 50 million people watching the Super Bowl. So I definitely think Scream 7's marketing and promotion would definitely want to capitalize on that. And I expect us to get a new trailer today. But I am going to do a blanket hello to everyone here in the chat. I greatly appreciate everybody who shows up for the stream. I know people are probably, for the most part, getting ready for the Super Bowl or are probably have other things today to do. So if you happen to stop in and check out this episode of the podcast, it is greatly appreciated. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to shoot the stream a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm, as you know. And when the stream is over, be sure to shoot the hype button as well. And if you happen to be a new viewer here of this channel and of this podcast, be sure to shoot the subscribe button as well as the notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. As you know, we are definitely ramping up things here in regards to Scream 7. So this is definitely going to be a fun conversation today. And I'm excited to revisit Scream 6 and talk about some Scream 6 as well. It's kind of ironic that today's the 6th episode of the Raw Footage Podcast, so I felt it was kind of fitting to fit Scream 6 in there. It has, in March, next month, I want to say, it's already going to be 3 years since Scream 6 came out. It's crazy to think that it's been that long already. So this is definitely going to be a fun time here today in today's stream. I will also note real quickly, it is going to be a hard cut. Probably get done around 6:30ish, right before the Super Bowl starts, because I know a lot of people are going to want to tune in for that and stuff, and I don't want to interfere with anybody who does have plans to watch the Super Bowl. So that's what we're going with. I will also say, and I see here, Shannon is here saying stab the like button or else. Thank you, Shannon, for that. And I will have a stream up later. Me and Shannon are going to be going live for her super chat pick that she won yesterday, watching the movie The Bad Seed. That will probably be airing around 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish tonight. So definitely keep your notifications icon on, and you guys will get that notification. And maybe after the Super Bowl, if you guys want to come hang out and watch a movie with us, definitely plan to do so. If you don't have anything else to do after the Super Bowl, or if you don't watch the Super Bowl at all, come join us. It's going to be a fun time. Yo, what's up, Rando Geek? How you doing? What's up, Paula? Thank you for being here. Thank you, Rando Geek. I greatly appreciate it. And if you guys haven't done so already, if you don't mind, share this stream to social media. I greatly appreciate it. I forgot to do it yesterday, and I forgot to do it today as well for these last 2 episodes of the podcast. But I'm just basically going to post them on Instagram once this stream is done. So anybody who did miss these last 2 streams can catch the rewatch. What's up, King Matthew? Glad to see you here. Saying, what's up, Marcus? How are you doing today? I'm doing all right, man. I'm chilling. I'm glad to be here with you all before the Super Bowl starts. Get some Scream conversation in. And this is going to be a fun conversation today. Glad to see you here, Matthew. I hope you're having a great day. I'll be right back. Oh, what's going on, buddy? Saying hi, Marcus. Hi, everyone. Hello to you, sir. I hope you're doing great. Well, sir, lady, etc. I don't know what your sexuality is, so I don't want to offend anybody. But either way, I'll be right back. Welcome. Thank you for being here, as always. Yo, what's up, Blanca? I'm be coming at my boy Jordan like that, Blucker. Come on now. It's all love. Glad to see you here too, Blucker. It's been really nice to see you here show up over the last few streams. It was a while since I'd seen you, man. Hope you're having a great day. Michael, SoCal, 2970. What's going on? Saying better 2023 slasher and European Scream 6 or Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving, actually. I actually really like Thanksgiving a lot, and I can't wait to cover the second movie here later on in the year once we get closer to it. And that's crazy because when I did my, I think, top 10 rankings for like 2023 in regards to my favorite like horror movies that I liked, I had Scream 6 as number 2. And I think Thanksgiving was a little bit lower. But now, since it's been like 3 years, in my opinion, Thanksgiving has aged better than Scream 6. So that's where I'm at with that. King Matthew saying, I haven't seen Scream 6 since it released. Oh, wow. So I don't really remember much about it other than Gail getting her first Ghostface phone call, which I thought was awesome. That definitely was one of the better scenes of Scream 6 for sure. Absolutely. You're not lying on that one. Jordan. What's up, Gina? I hope you're having a great day. Say what's up to Ziggy for me. Thank you for being here. It's glad to see you. Oh, I'm glad to see you. I say, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm kind of like been battling like a little cold and stuff like that, so I'm a little stuffed up. So like some of my words can get a little blurred while I'm talking and stuff. I've been fighting this bad boy for most of the week. But okay, back to the chat. Enough with my cold stories. Shannon saying, Ghosty, I messaged you on when I'm free for the Bad Seed stream. Yes, I'm gonna put that stream up then, Shannon, after this one, and we'll probably start between 9:45, 10 o'clock. I'm trying to get the stream started when the Super Bowl is about to be over and stuff, so we can get some of the audience to come hang out with us. Yeah, I don't know what's got switched to Marcus's channel last second. I don't know. This episode was already planned. That's all I know. Gina saying, please keep Ziggs happy and his bum fluff down by sending the like button some love. Thank you for that, Gina. That's funny. The fantastic Oracle in the chat. What's going on? Saying that's right, Scream Mania, man. Scream Mania. It is Scream Mania. You're not lying about that. Like, I just love the fact that Scream just has this aura and this presence about it when it's about to be released, just like it did when the first two movies came out. I love it. I remember the craze that was around Scream when I was young. It was crazy. That was like cultural. Like this franchise, the first two movies were like a cultural hit. Yo, what's up, Spicy Oreo? Saying what's up, Marcus in chat. Can't wait to snag my tickets tomorrow. That's what's up. Yeah, I know some people overseas are getting an early release of the movie. That's fun. That's awesome. Wish we kind of got that, but at the same time, I kind of do want to ride this out until the actual release because I actually have some more videos and theories I want to get out before the movie releases. J-Rod 8574, what's going on? Saying what's up, everyone? Super Bowl Sunday. Let's see which commercial pops up for Scream or anything else. Yeah, I know, right? And one thing that I've been plugging in here over the last week, or at least the last couple of weeks, ever since the Seahawks won, we got Richie Kirsch, quarterback in the Seahawks. So our boy Richie Kirsch might fuck around and win the Super Bowl, y'all. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about Sam Darnold. Don't believe me? Go look at Sam Darnold and go look at a picture of Jack Quaid and tell me they don't look very, very similar. I think they do. But, all right, guys, enough of the procrastinating. I'm going to bring on my guest. We're going to get into it here. I will note, you guys know how these conversations get. We might get a little bit behind in the chat. Do not feel ignored. We're just going to cover some things and stuff. And then as best as I can, I will try to get to you guys in the chat and get to you guys' theories and you guys' thoughts and you guys' opinions on Scream 6 while we're revisiting it, and then as well as Scream 7 in regards to what we're going to see in that movie. But without further ado, welcome to the stage my guest, my good friend, Jordan Talks Films. What's going on, bro?
What's popping, bro?
Oh, man, another day in the life of a Scream fan. I'm excited to have this conversation with you, man. I'm glad you hit me up, wanting to have a conversation because I kind of figured that you had some interesting theories in regards to Scream 7 based on what we have been getting and stuff. And I figured, this would be a perfect time to revisit Scream 6, talk about some plot holes that could get plugged up or may not get plugged up in Scream 7, and then obviously pivot to some ideas and some theories in regards to what we see coming up in Scream 7 based on the footage and information that we have been getting. And I'm interested to see what you have in store in regards to your theories. I will say this, and we'll revisit it later on once we really dig into the weeds of Scream 7. I think you may be onto something in regards to a true crime feel for Scream 7, because I don't know if you've seen this, but you know about the actual Scream, like true story murders, right? You know about that.
Was it those two guys where they like lured their classmate into her own basement or something?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I did hear about that.
Ironically enough, that is literally getting a documentary, like I think right before Scream 7 releases or right afterwards.
Really?
Yes. Ooh. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the 20-year anniversary of that. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's kind of interesting. That made me think about what you said about this movie possibly taking a true crime angle. So we're definitely going to dig into that later on here in the episode of the podcast. But obviously, man, Scream 6, man, in a couple of weeks, going to be 3 years old. Can you fucking believe it?
No, bro. It's like time passes by so quick, bro.
It does. And I will say this about Scream 6. I don't hate the movie. I don't dislike the movie. I like it and I don't like it. I think there are certain things that could have been done a lot better, but they also had some really great moments in that movie. So we'll start it off with this in regards to revisiting Scream 6. What are some of your favorite moments in that movie that maybe you would like to see them kind of I want to say implement in Scream 7 in regards to maybe feel, setting, direction, in regards to the characters, killers, so on and so forth?
I think the thing I liked the most was definitely Ghostface. He was brutal as hell in that one. I like the opening, and the early Ghostface reveal. I kind of want to see Kevin's original idea. I think it was supposed to be for Scream 4 or Scream 5, where Sidney kills the Ghostface early.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see that. And, that kind of ties into the early reveal. But obviously make it in a different way. Don't have somebody early revealed and then, they get killed by the main Ghostface or whatever. I liked how I still to this day don't know what it is, because when I watched Scream 5, I didn't really care for any of the characters. But Scream 6, whatever they did with that to make me care about Chad somehow, and at least two of the other ones, man. Mindy, I don't know, Mindy. I'm not a big fan, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Just good character development. Show us, them having good relationships and stuff like that. That's really what I like, is just the brutality and just the way they made us kind of feel for the characters. That's what I want.
Right. I agree with that. I mean, touching on the opening scene reveal, I thought that was one of the more intriguing openings that we had ever gotten in the Scream franchise. You see this girl get lured out into the alleyway, and then also it's the fact that it wasn't like at a house or anything like that. It was out in the open. It was out kind of in public. Nobody could see, but it kind of had that I Know What You Did Last Summer, Helen Shivers type feel. You catch her in the alley. And when he unmasked himself, Jason, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What are we doing here? This is a first. Are we going to follow him throughout the movie? Like, are we going to see him kill her? Then we're going to follow him with the friend group, but we're like literally watching it from the killer's perspective. Like, I was thinking like, man, if they do that, that's wild. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
And then they kind of took that away by killing him off in the beginning. But I still do think, at least by Bailey or whoever was underneath the mask in that moment, but I still think that that was one of the more intriguing opening scenes that we got. And I kind of wish they would have pressed the envelope a little bit more with that. I still think it's pretty good for what they did. But again, just I wanted to see a little bit more of that. Now, to also piggyback off of what you said in regards to the character development, I think they did a really good job with the character development in Scream 6. And that was something that a lot of us going into it were like, okay, over anything else, especially like a lot of Stu Truthers, if we don't get Stu Macher back in this movie, at least give us some really good character development with our core four new characters that we are following from Scream 5. And they did a great job with that, especially with Samantha. And I think that had more to do with Melissa Barrera stepping up and standing up for herself, because she actually spoke about that. She said, when asked about the evolution of Samantha's character in Scream 6, she mentioned the fact that she went to the writers and she was like, look, this is how I need to be. This is how this character needs to be. And this is how I want her to be. And sometimes as an actor, you have to do that, because we've seen how Melissa was portrayed as Samantha in Scream 5. And a lot of us weren't really feeling it too much. Like, it just kind of seemed a little tacky with her character. In Scream 6, to me, that's when she looked like a legitimate badass. Like, she looked like a legitimate badass final girl, from her image, the way she carried herself, the confidence in herself and stuff. So, and then even like now with Mindy, like you said, Mindy didn't have too much character development. But then with Chad and Tara, you know, seeing that relationship kind of grow to kind of like a Dewey / Gale type of feel, that was cool to see too. And you got to see a little bit more of Chad. Like, yeah, Chad is this muscled up jock type of guy, but he actually has a big heart and he cares for people, kind of like this. So with the character development, they did a really, really solid job in that department. Now, outside of that, I think they could have done a lot better job with the killer selection. What do you think about that? In regards to the killers in Scream 6, do you think they could have done a better job with the killer selection? And if it was up to you, who would you have chose to be the killers in that movie based on the characters that we got?
Dude, I got a lot to say about this, because this is the one thing, bro. This is the one thing where I feel like if they actually nailed, plus plugging some plot holes, it probably could have been the best Scream movie after the original, or even, some people might have liked it over the original.
Right.
They should have. Here's exactly what they would have done. Do you know that I forget the actor's name who played Danny? You don't remember?
Josh Segarra.
Yeah, Josh Segarra. Have you seen the show Arrow?
Yes.
Dude, when they cast, and I think I remember saying this to you like 3 years ago, man. When they cast him, I was like, he's gonna be the killer. They should have cast him. He should have been either the solo killer or had another like an accomplice that didn't get much shine, and so that he can get most of the shine. Right? They should have made him Richie's brother. All right, take out all three of those killers. They don't exist anymore. He's the sole killer. We know he knows how to act like a villain, like a psychopathic individual. That's all they had to do, bro. And I promise you that will make this movie so much better. And it's a movie I already love. But as far as the killers that we got, Detective Bailey, he was goofy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And there was that one scene in the movie, bro, when they first discovered the shrine, where he was like, "You guys have been through so much." And like, what the fuck? Why is that so awkward? Why do you say it like that? It was just unprompted. But Quinn, I actually liked her. She only, like, if she did kill what's the majigger? I forgot his name. The buff dude. Gail's boyfriend.
Muscles.
Yeah. If she did kill him, that's only one kill, and logically it doesn't make sense. So if it's revealed that it is Stu or something, then she didn't kill anybody. So she's kind of lame under the mask, but she was the best one performance wise. And Ethan, bro, that dude is goofy as shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I liked him before he got revealed. I thought he was actually kind of funny.
Right.
But I think he's low key. I would even put Jason over him, bro. Like, honestly, I like Jason as a killer more than Ethan. But
Jason was sadistic.
yeah, he really was. But that's really how I feel about the killers, man.
Yeah, man, I'd have to agree with you. Like Bailey, the thing that this movie did early for me, it already established who the killers were. The moment I heard Quinn say something about her brother dying, and from that point, I'm like, "Yep, well, I know it's at least it's the cop, and I know it's her." And then as we got a little bit more into the movie, I'm like, "Yep, it's Ethan too," because I could just see it and
Yeah.
stuff. And that just kind of, took me out of the movie in regards to who the killers were, automatically, like once Quinn said that.
Mhm.
With Bailey though, the scene that always gets me when I'm just like, come on, you can't make it any more obvious than this, is the tears. You
Yeah.
know, I'm just like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Like, you mean this is Dermot Mulroney? Like, he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you couldn't at least let him be serious in that moment?
Right.
And they didn't. And he was so goofy, and he had the Batman voice, you fuck with my
Fuck my
family,
family.
you die.
Yeah.
Now, from a comedy perspective, it's fucking hilarious, and it will be remembered forever from a
Yeah.
comedy perspective. But what these last two movies did with Scream 5 and Scream 6 doubled down on it was the killers being unbelievably too goofy and more than intimidating. And that's what I did like about Quinn. You hit the nail on the head right there. Her performance wise, she was the best one because she was believable. She was intimidating. You felt that she really wanted to kill the sisters because of what they did to Richie. You really felt that. For
Mhm.
Quinn, I mean, for Ethan and Bailey, it just felt like it was, need I say, kind of fun, I guess, for them. You know,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
I guess there's a little bit of Stu element to it, but Stu is a lot more serious than they were.
Yeah. He's the only
But
one that can get away with that, bro. I'm be honest.
right,
His goofy shit. And
right,
Mickey.
right. Like it's
Well,
just
Mickey
like
wasn't goofy.
it's just doing too much and stuff. And I just felt like there just could have been so much more. I would have rather preferred, instead of having Bailey, why don't you? I mean, Ethan maybe because he would have been the muscle, but why not let Quinn be the leader?
Right.
That's what I was like. Yo, Quinn would have been a great leader if it was just her
Mhm.
and Ethan doing it. She would have been a perfect leader to lead that charge because Ethan isn't a leader. Quinn,
Right.
Quinn has the intangibles and she has the look of that mastermind type of ghost face leader. And I really wish they would have went down that rabbit hole as opposed to the rabbit hole they went down with. And then also too, just a whole misdirection, with them calling Gail from Woodsboro, but then the directors coming out later saying they're from the Midwest. Like nothing adds up. That's the biggest thing I have in regards to the Baileys being the killers in Stream 6 is that where they come from. And based on what we see in the phone call to Gail, it doesn't add up in certain instances for any one of them to be the killer in Scream 6. So it's
Mhm.
just like, man, they just try to copy Scream 2 a little too much
Mhm.
instead of allowing Scream 6 to stand out on its own with the setting alone. Like, bro, we could have gotten I want to say we could have gotten the seeds to the cult of Ghostface in Scream
Yeah.
6 and then went full on in Scream 7, if that makes
Right.
sense. Like they kind of gave us the seeds to the
Yeah.
cult of Ghostface in Scream 6, but they made it seem like Ghostface against Ghostface as opposed to Ghostfaces working with each other and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's crazy, but again, it's still crazy enough for all of its flaws. It's still an enjoyable movie. And I will
Yeah.
also say this, it had some really good moments. Gail's chase scene,
Yep.
Chad's stab scene, like, bro, like
Yeah.
stabbing Chad like that and then a double knife wipe, like that was sick. Like, and somebody said it yesterday in yesterday's chat, that should have been Chad's death. And I agree with that. As much as I love Chad, that should have been his death right there. Like, that would have been talked about for many, many years. Him getting
Yeah.
stabbed by two ghost faces at the same time with them doing a double knife wipe. That's an
Yeah.
iconic scene if you allow him to die. What do you feel
Mhm.
about that?
I agree, dude. Because I know in the last stream with Pam, I was actually saying this, and I still stand on this. And you know, him dying, like if he dies in this next one, I'm kind of gonna be pissed. Even if I didn't like Chad, right? It's just the principle of the thing. You know what I mean? Like I think him or Mindy needs to die in a Sam and Tara movie. You know,
Right.
and so it would have been kind of perfect if he died there. Of course, they didn't know that. You know, the sisters weren't coming back for a seven because the whole controversy didn't happen yet.
Right.
But it would have at least been better because at least he died in that movie. It would have been like if they killed Dewey in Scream 5, but Nev Campbell didn't come back even for the few minutes that she did. So that's why,
Right.
I'm not, a lot of people kind of complain about how little she's in there. I'm like, at least it makes his death feel natural. I just
Right.
felt like it would have been the most natural thing if he died right there.
No, I agree with that. I mean, even though I kind of do wish Sydney, kind of as fucked up as it sounds, would have got to witness his death because I feel like the emotion would have hit much deeper. You're
Yeah,
right. Her showing up in the aftermath of his death did make sense in regards to what we were getting in regards to these new characters and what we were following. It didn't make much sense for Sydney to coming at the beginning because the story wasn't about her. So
right.
I agree with that regard. So we are going to get back to the chat real quick for a few comments.
Yeah.
Bluck is saying 6 didn't do much for me, but it was definitely better than 4 and 5. Ooh,
He,
interesting. I think it's
he was
better than
talking
4.
about Final Destination, by the way.
Oh, okay. He's talking about
Yeah.
Final Destination.
Yeah, me and
Okay.
him were talking about that before, and
Okay.
I got confused too.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say this, Bluck, in regards to that. Yeah, the last one didn't do too much for me neither.
Dude, I love Final Destination 6. I don't know why y'all don't like it that much, bro. I think it's like top three. I would say like two or three is number one, and six might be number two for me, man. I like it
Just
a lot.
just for me, it's not dark enough. Too
Yeah.
bright. Too bright. Far too bright. Far too cheesy. I didn't care enough about the characters other than the two brothers who got killed. I
Oh yeah.
really now if that movie would have been centered around their characters, I might feel differently because they were the best characters.
Right,
And
right.
that's just where it lays for me. Hopefully they do something different with 7 and I like it a little bit more. I love that franchise a lot, and that's why 6 kind of underwhelmed with me because I love the darkness of the first 3 movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Brando Geek saying the Gale fight scene in 6 was great. LOL. Gale can rock. She got some moves. Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely a fantastic scene. That arguably, I don't even say arguably, I mean, it won an award. That is probably the best scene in Scream 6 is her chase scene and stuff. And that's something that obviously they seem to be going back to more in Scream 7 is we're going to be getting a lot more chase scenes. And that's what I wanted for Scream 7 because Scream 6 did do that to a degree in the theater in Gale's house. But with the setting of New York, I wanted more outside chase scenes. What do you feel about that, Jordan, in regards to Scream 6? Like, didn't you want more outside chase scenes as opposed to the inside chase scenes that we got?
Yeah, really. Yeah, low key. I just felt like it would have been fresh. It would have been something like when you think of the word like a chase scene, that would be the first thing that pops in your mind because even a lot of the other movies didn't really have that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, that's what I would definitely want it for
Right,
sure.
bro. Think about it. Jason Takes Manhattan did more outside than Scream 6 did. Like,
Yeah, that's
with
crazy.
a character like Ghostface, you have to capitalize on a setting like New York, outside like that, with all those people that are outside. Like, one of my hopes for Scream 6 was that we would get a crazy, like, kill scene where maybe there's like an event going on in the street and
Hmm.
Ghostface just cuts through people, slap, just like status
Right.
pokes people up while they're walking through the crowd and just like 10, 15 bodies just drop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's what I was kind of hoping for with Scream 6. I'm like, man, you have this amazing setting of New York City. There was so much you could do with this setting, and it just was like they did a little bit, but they could have done more. Like with the subway scene, I really wanted them to do more. Now,
Hmm.
speaking of the subway scene, and kind of going back to what you said earlier about Josh Segura,
Hmm.
about him, so he should have been Ghostface. I
Yeah.
agree with you. And there's two reasons why. He actually auditioned when he auditioned, they had everybody do like their Ghostface impersonation, and the directors are on record saying he did the best impersonation.
That's why it pisses me off, bro. I freaking hate them, bro. Not hate them, but like they annoy me so much.
So why not? If he was the best one, why not have him be one of the killers? Now, I will say this. I do think you could make the argument that later on down the road, they were going to go in that direction with the original plans for Scream 7 up until things got messed up, because there were definitely moments in that movie where he looked very suspect. The one in particular is in the subway scene where Ghostface is charging at Samantha, basically like walking towards him really, really fast, like they're about to attack.
Yeah.
And he stands in front of her and they go out the door. Now, the issue I have with that is that if that Ghostface's purpose was to leave, like to exit the train, they wouldn't have walked all the way up to where Samantha and them were, because the door was right where they were initially standing. It was literally right there. Right. So I always looked at that scene. I'm like, something's up here. There's more to that scene than what they're basically telling us, and that they could reveal later on. And I always found him to be very interesting because of what he did. But also, Jordan, I don't know if you knew this, in the original plans for Scream 6, before it got scrapped, Danny was supposed to show up at Gail's house directly after the attack happened. Uninvited, unannounced.
What? I did not know that.
Yeah, that was the original plans. When we see him show up at the hospital, that wasn't supposed to be where he arrived. He was supposed to arrive at Gail's house.
Yeah, that's suspicious, dude.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like they kind of like tinkered with it, but they didn't go the full way, and they should have went the full way, because I feel like Josh Aguirre would have made a really good Ghostface. Like, there's just something about him that it's just like he looks like he could be Ghostface, and he could do it well.
Yeah, and dude, when they first cast him, I was like, "Oh, yep, he's Ghostface." But then I remember we were conversating about it, and some people were like, maybe they won't because it's too obvious.
Right.
But why else would they cast him? Like, literally, I thought they casted him because of his role in Arrow, bro. Like, but now I'm just like, like, do you think he could have been like a Kieran type character? Like, from
bro.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted for Scream 7. If they were going to go with that direction of him being a killer, I wanted him to be something like Kieran and stuff. Yeah. I thought that would have been really cool, and it would have been a nice homage to the TV series, man. Like, something like that. Like, and then also it would have been a character who we thought was good that came back in the next film and was actually revealed as a killer. Like, we never had that in the movies. So get that in the movies, that would have been really, really cool if they would have went down with that. If they would have gotten a chance to finish what they started for the original plans of Scream 7.
Yeah, dude. And I don't know how you feel about the whole boyfriend angle, but personally, I'm going to just be honest. I don't really even give a fuck, bro. Like, they could do it a lot, and I wouldn't care as long as it's done well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I think it would have been great if Danny, like, if she fell for it again type of thing. Like, Danny was the killer in Scream 7.
Okay.
And, dude, that's why I hope, because, Sam Reckner's character who's playing Tatum's boyfriend?
Yeah.
I hope he's the killer, because maybe I'm falling. and here's the thing, because maybe I'm falling for my same trap that I did with Danny, Josh Segura, where I was like, oh, yep, I seen him play a villain. They definitely cast him in this movie to be Ghostface. Sam Reckner, he was in this show called Heartbreak High. Have you ever seen it?
No.
So it has 2 seasons, but in the second season, he's not like revealed as like some sort of killer, but the performance, like there's like a twist or whatever, and there's a performance he gives. So when I first heard that he was going to be in this movie, I was like, he's definitely going to be the killer. But then I was like, I thought that about Scream 6 with Josh Segura, so maybe not. But I hope that he is. And it could kind of be a thing where, like, it's almost like, I don't know if the correct term is like a rite of passage or something, like in the Scream franchise. Like, if you're the new lead, your boyfriend has got to be the killer or some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I hope he's the killer, because I've seen him play like kind of I don't even know if I can call him a villain. Like, he was kind of fucked up.
A deviant character.
Yes, yep. There you go.
A deviant character
in this movie.
Yeah, those type of characters always turn out to be the best, and that's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to those type of Ghostface reveals. These characters are deviant. That's what was so great about Billy and Stu. Even though Stu had his goofiness to him, he was deviant. Like, and you saw that deviantness play out in the final act. So we need to get back to that for sure. And I'll be right back. I am so sorry that I've been assuming that you might have been a guy this whole time. Thank you for forgiving me. I'm so sorry about that. She said, it's been making me laugh that you've been assuming I'm a dude thus far, but it's all right. No offense taken. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Thank you for being here. Okay, you and Blucka having a conversation.
Yeah, that was when I thought he was talking about Scream 6 was better.
Oh, okay, got you. Let me scroll up here because I know I'm a little bit behind. J-Rod saying they were cultural hits indeed. I was in 9th grade when Scream 1996 released. Yeah, man, I wasn't that far in school yet, but I want to say when Scream 6 came out was 96, so I was 7. Yeah, I was 7 at that time. I was in elementary. I was in elementary, but the Scream craze was so crazy that I remember when Scream 2 was announced, was being advertised. I remember, leading up to it, begging my mom, please take me to see Scream 2. Please take me to see Scream 2 in the theaters. Dude, so that's how crazy it was. Like, and throughout like the advertisements, you've seen like what was cool back then is when they aired Scream 2, when they released it, they got a bunch of fan reactions directly after the movie. And you can still find some of those clips on YouTube and stuff. Damn. And some people back then thought the second one was better than the first one.
Yeah. I remember, you probably know who Cody Leach is, right?
What was that?
I say you probably know who Cody Leach is.
Yeah, I know who Cody is.
Yeah, there was a time he thought that Scream 2 was even better than the original. So yeah, there's a lot of people like that. But yeah, it's funny that you say you were begging your mom, bro. That's literally what I did when Scream 4 was coming out, bro. I was like, because dude, I've been a fan since I was like 6, bro. Like, and then 2011, I was like, what, 9, dude? It was on the TV. I was like, Mom, we gotta go to the theaters. I need to see Scream 4.
Oh yeah, man. I remember when they announced, because that's one thing I did wonder with all the remakes that they were pumping out at that time. I'm like, man, I wonder if they would remake Scream. I kind of hope not. Like, right. Wes Craven's still around, Nev's still around. I would rather them just do a 4th movie. And then they announced the 4th movie was coming, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah, now we're back in business. And I didn't understand. I mean, some people don't like Scream 4, and I understand that. I thought that it was good enough to turn a profit and to make a 5th movie. But unfortunately, the studio didn't feel that way, and some things that could have been really interesting for the Scream franchise got put to the wayside. So,
yeah.
Crazy. Gina asking, any more problems about the Ghostface mask situation? Oh, yeah, they go into court, girl.
If they go to court before the movie, then that means the movie's probably going to get delayed. And I think that's Chris from 3C Films was talking about how that like they have no case and they low-key just did it because like at this specific time, because if they goes to court, then they have to delay the movie and they know that the studio's not going to want to do that. So the studio's going to be like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going to pay you your $20K or some shit. So they're literally just trying to scam, I think.
I think so too, but it's interesting you said that because now that makes you wonder. Maybe that's the reason why they're starting to get the movie released earlier, like in overseas, and that makes you wonder if that's the reason why.
Wait, they're releasing earlier?
Yeah, some people overseas are getting it next week on the 13th.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, early screenings for it. So that makes me wonder, is this the reason why they're releasing some of this, the movie a little bit early in some places? Fascinating. I personally don't think my thing is this, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody, these people who created the Ghostface mask. My thing is you waited almost 30 years.
Yeah, that's why it's a joke.
And it's like, you mean to tell me you've had 6 movies to stand up and say, hey, this is my intellectual property, and you chose not to do it. It's just really odd to me that now you choose to do that. It's just right when the seventh movie is about to release. Like, I don't know. It's maybe because you feel this could be bigger financially than Scream 5 and 6 because of who's returning and who's in it and who's directing it. But
Yeah.
I personally don't think they really have a case. You waited too long. I think Spyglass, Paramount, who's ever is in charge of Scream, they're going to win that handily. Or, like you said, they're not even going to want to deal with the legal litigation, and they're just going to say, here, take your money.
Right. Yeah. It's
Great
crazy, dude. But yeah, I think Chris nailed it though. Like because he even said the same thing you said. He was like some. So for 30 years they were like some, throughout the other movies, just like, that's our mess, but screw it. And then you wait till now. That's why he thinks that they're just trying to get
Right.
money. But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, I when I saw that, I think it was yesterday morning. I saw that. I was just like, well, I didn't even really pay no mind. So I'm like, you waited that long to complain and bitch and moan about it? Like, that just doesn't look good. If I was a lawyer, that gets chewed up and spat out real quick. Like, sorry, you waited too long. You should have said something the moment Scream 1996 got big. That's when you be like, hey, you stole my shit. I want my shit back.
Right.
Like, come on, not 30 years later.
Exactly.
Oh man, they're trying to mastermind their own shit. 30-year anniversary. Oh, that's what this is. They waited 30. I've been planning this a long time, Spyglass. Oh, these mofos is crazy.
Yeah. Somebody said their tickets are going on live tomorrow, dude. I don't get paid till Thursday though, but we might be rolling up to that bitch 7 people deep though, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
And stuff. I have the funds to do it, but I'm very vigilant with how I want to spend my money and stuff. Eric, the Bearded Entertainment, he's going out to Florida at the end of the month, in Tampa because they're having a horror convention there and it's mostly Scream themed. Matthew Lillard's going to be there. Skeet's going to be there. Emma Roberts is going to be there. Hayden Panettiere is going to be there. Oh, hold on, Jordan. Roy Calkins going to be there.
That's crazy, dude. Everybody, dude.
Everybody for the most part. And this is the thing, is that the day after the movie releases in theaters, so the 28th, that Saturday, Matthew is holding a special Q&A and screening of Scream 7 with the fans.
Dude, that's crazy, dude.
So I'm trying my damnness to squeeze this into my finances and to get up there, because not only just for that, but also because I ain't gonna lie, I want to meet my boy Roy Calkin. You know what I mean? I want to get my autograph. Maybe if I can squeeze it, if he's cool with it, maybe get a quick little interview, a discussion, or maybe set something up. Like, that would be real cool. And also to meet Emma and Hayden too. Like,
yeah, dude. I want to meet all of them someday, bro. Seriously.
Bro, it's just, you just got to plan for it. My advice is that if you ever want to go to a convention and stuff, plan for it like at the beginning of the year. Pick a convention that's like 6 to 9 months out so that you can have time, but not only just save, so that you can get your flights and your hotel stay when it's very, very cheap.
Oh, okay.
Because the closer you do it to the actual convention, those prices, they tick up, bro. Oh, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. One time I caught a flight for a convention about 4 or 5 months out, and my round trip flight wasn't even $250.
Oh, dang.
Compared to when I did it a month out to go to a convention, bro, that shit was like $600-$700.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, it gets real. It gets real, bro. Like, they know what they're doing. They're like, yup, all these people coming here to spend this money, we capitalizing too.
Right. Man. Hey, so let me ask you this. Do you think what's your prediction on where it's gonna rank compared to 5 and 6? Do you think Scream 7 is gonna be better than 5 or 6, or do you think Scream 6 is gonna be better than 7 and 5, or like how do you think it's gonna play out?
I think from what it looks like right now, it has the potential to be better than both films, but we're really going to have to wait and find out till we get there. Because all this shit looks so good, doesn't it, Jordan? It looks fantastic. Fantastical. You know what I mean? Like all this, a presidential numero unos. You know what I mean? It looks like, it looks really, really good.
It does.
But then there could be that factor when we get to the movie, we're not feeling the same way.
Right.
So I personally think it is going to be, but you always got to keep an open mind going into these movies, and it could very well be a movie where like, wasn't what they hyped it up to be. So I kind of feel like we kind of got a little bit of that with Scream 5, but it was okay for Scream 5 to a degree because we really didn't know what to expect because we were getting new characters. So
same with 6. Even though I came out that movie like very excited though, like minus the killer reveal, I was really wanting Danny to be the killer.
But, I'm telling you, man, I think he would have made an excellent killer. Like, they just dropped the ball. The problem with Radio Silence as directors, and this isn't no shade, this is just me being a content creator and critiquing the art. The issue I have with their Scream movies is that they treat it like their other movies, a little bit too goofy with horror. Like they love to delve into the horror comedy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing about it is with Scream, you can't have too much of that comedy. You can have moments and spots of it when it's warranted, but you can't.
How do you feel about 3? Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
No. I'm glad you brought up 3 because 3 has that problem, but I feel like 3's goofiness and comedic, choices were well placed compared to Scream 6. Fucking Wallace, he was making a movie called Stab. He was stabbed. In regards to the question, you don't think this movie has anything to do with Stab, do you? So the comedic timing was well, like with Roman, Sarah Darling said you did call her. Someone wants to kill my movie. Someone wants to kill my movie. All right. We'll talk about your movie down at the station. This is the scene where you come with us.
That's
the timing. Though it was goofy and a little over the top for Scream 3 in moments, like one in particular, I did not like the part when they're in Milton's office and Jennifer's like, Jennifer gets all riled up and she's like,
You're obsessed with her. You're obsessed with her daughter.
You're obsessed with her, and you're obsessed with her daughter. And so, it's just like, all right, that's a little too much.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny, but I'm just like, all right, that's tinkering on the line a little bit and stuff. But with Scream 6, just like again, like we talked about a few moments ago, the goofiness wasn't well placed. Like to me when Bailey, reveals himself and they're like, it's you? Oh, of course it's me. Like, no, bro, you're supposed to be like, yeah, of course. Like, you're supposed to be serious about it. Like, I'm supposed to fear you when you reveal yourself. I'm not supposed to start busting out laughing in the middle of the fucking dinner.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I feel like Scream 6 wasn't that goofy, but outside of the reveal, I think that was the only goofy part, to be honest.
I would say for me, the other goofy parts that I'd have to, I think, complain about is in the Ghostface shrine, like you said with Bailey. You guys have all been through so much, and Ethan when he's walking up to the ambulance, I had econ. It's like, bro, like just the delivery and certain dialogue and the way they presented the characters, it just that the comedic timing. I get what they were trying to do. You're trying to make the audience laugh along with having that fear. It just wasn't well placed, compared to Scream 3. Scream 3, they well placed it for the most part with, their comedic timing and stuff, just like with Dewey and Kincaid, you want to be subject to a polygraph. Was that a threat, detective? If it's a threat, you'll know it. Was that a threat?
Right. Bro, somebody said, am I in the friend group?
Yeah, right. Now that was good. That was a good
funny.
one.
That was funny.
That was funny. But yeah, man, like just I wish they would have laid off the goofiness. And that's one thing I think is going to be happening in Scream 7. I think Scream 7 is going to be a lot more dark and a lot more serious.
Yeah. And dude, here, I'll let you read that comment first.
Oh, I did want to go back up because I didn't read the last comment I had up. my apologies, guys. You know how this gets. We get going and it's just like boom, 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 boom. So I apologize. So give me 1 second because I know I was over here. I did want to pull this up though. Bluck is saying that True Crime Story was wild. Yeah, man, it is. And again, it's very interesting, and this is where we are going to about to pivot into Stream 7 talk because we got about a little over an hour left, so I want to maximize that before we end up, calling it a stream and stuff. But yeah, I just found it really interesting that right when Scream 7's coming out, they're going to be doing a 20-year documentary on that Scream-inspired true crime story. So maybe that could be a sign of some things to come in Scream 7 because also, if I'm not mistaken, I think those guys are not just locked up in prison, and I could be wrong. Maybe somebody can correct me on this, but those guys, I think, if I'm not mistaken, are in a psych ward somewhere.
Oh,
Could
really?
be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain that they might be. I'm not 100% certain on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were. Like, bro, like the shit that I've seen in the advertisement, like this shit goes deeper than what I even thought with the initial story. Like these dudes were literally planning to take out their whole school, like type joint.
Dean.
Bro, they had the list. Like, bro, they had a hit list, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
Michael saying Wayne and Ethan being over the top after killer revealed is the most out of character of all Ghostface killers. I agree. It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. And one thing I will say about Ethan, what I wanted to see more of, I wanted to see more of a vicious side to him for the simple fact that Richie was his older brother. And, usually when we have an older brother, they influence us, like, and stuff like that. Like we look up to them. So I wanted to see Ethan be a little bit more macho, more intense, so to speak. That actually went to Quinn's character. So, Ethan just seemed like like he was doing it because he was trying to impress Wayne. That's what I feel like. Because there was that moment in the shrine when Wayne's talking about Richie, about how, losing his first son, however he prefaced it, and they shoot back over to Ethan and you can see the hurt in his eyes. Like he wanted Wayne to look at him the way that he looked at Richie.
Yeah, yep. For sure. And
what's up, Russell? Honestly, no, go ahead, bro. I'm just gonna scroll through some of these chats and see what's up to everybody.
Yeah, and honestly, with the whole macho, I don't think Richie was very macho. Honestly, he was kind of goofy, but he was also, even as a Ghostface killer, he was super efficient, but he wasn't like crazy. Like he wasn't like throwing people or some shit and like doing brutal kills like that. It was just like poke. And I also did want to say earlier, we can't really rely like on the creators of Scream 5 and 6, even though I think they made good movies. We can't really rely on anything because they're the same people that'll try and convince you that Amber killed 5 people and Richie only killed 1 when really it's a 3-3 split. Like the kill styles are very intentional, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they wanted to do. I mean, I don't know. I don't see Richie as anybody threatening neither. I like Jack Quaid in the role, but is he a Ghostface that I find intimidating? No.
And I think that's cool. Honestly,
prime example when
sufficient.
When he attacks Mindy in the living room, and then they come in and they hit him with the lamp, and then he runs off.
Right.
That's some bitch shit. That's Ghostface don't do that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like just certain little moments like that. It's just like, yeah, I can't be intimidated by him. But
Roman would have started boxing all of them.
In regards to like being a crazy dude, in regards to being an obsessed Stab fan, Jack did kill it in that role. He did.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just a
because that.
fucking pin cushion. She couldn't have got far. Amber, fan out.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
shit.
But yeah, I think Richie was just really efficient though, dude. Because like Amber, even though she was more vicious, she was not efficient. Like low key, like Richie, he was like low key like a ghost. He'd pop up, that's it. You're dead. You know what I mean?
See, and you know how I view Scream 5 now. I will say this about Richie.
Mm-hmm.
I think Richie is an opportunist. I
Mm-hmm.
think he is an opportunist, and I think he saw his moment to take his, to take the, mantle and to shine, and he did what he could with it. I personally don't think a lot of the stuff that went down in that movie in regards to kills or attacks was really either of them. There's certain, pieces of dialogue that kind of point to that. Like, I still battle with the idea, and I want to believe that Amber and Richie were the ones to kill Judy and Wes. But then when Samantha calls Richie and tells him about Judy and Wes being killed off, Richie says, "Oh, wait, he can do that?" Like, in regards to the killer killing the sheriff. So it's like, why would he even say anything like that? Now, granted, that could be the directors and the writers trying to be somewhat funny, but I'm looking at it from him being a Ghostface killer. It's like, if you really killed Judy and Wes, why would you say, wait, he can do that? That just doesn't sound right. Why are you questioning whether Ghostface could kill the sheriff or not? In my opinion, Ghostface could kill anybody.
Yeah, I mean they are the slowest killers though. Like mentally, like legitimately, bro. They're the only killers who like their entire plan is just based off of luck. Like Loki, the Scream Six characters a little bit like killers too, but Scream Five, bro, all of their stuff was like super lucky, bro. Like Jack Cherry was even talking about that, how they're not as efficient in their planning, and they really got as far as they did off luck.
Right. I'll say this, especially if Scream 7 doesn't clear up any of the plot holes I think they can and should from 5 and 6, then I'll definitely have to concede and agree that Richie and Amber are just two of the dumbest fucking killers we have ever gotten and maybe have ever gotten in this franchise,
Yep.
because nothing was planned out properly. Everything was out of place and out of fucking whack. Fucking
Hmm.
amateurs.
Yeah.
Like, that's
And
where, if they don't patch up any of the plot holes that I think they could, that's
mhm.
that in that moment, that's where you kind of wish that Amber and Richie did have a mastermind helping them, because they could use the help. Like,
Right.
they're just
And
all over the place. Bluck is saying
and
the only character I cared for in Scream 6 was the bodega clerk. That man didn't deserve it. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's funny because I remember Steven had Jason Cavalier, the bodega clerk, on his live stream before with Max
oh,
Lafayette, who played Ghostface.
oh snap.
Yeah, go
That's
check
dope.
it out, bro. He is it's still up on his channel.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely go check that out.
I will never forget the live stream where he just had Max Lafayette on, who was the he was a stuntman playing Ghostface in Scream 6. And I
Mm.
came in with a super chat because that scene with Gail, we see Ghostface do the Stu Macher pose before coming down on a knife. So I asked Max, I said, was you directed by the directors to do that? Or did you decide to do that yourself? As a stunt
Mhm.
man, like, did you just think paying homage to Stu was cool or whatever, something like that? Because that's how Stu attacks his victims. And Max told Steven and me through, the super chat, that he was directed to do that.
That's
And
cool.
I will never forget the reaction by Steven. He was like hype as hell. It was so funny, man. Like, you got to go back and rewatch that stream. It was hilarious.
Hell yeah.
But I ain't even gonna lie. When he said that, I was at work, but I was listening to him like, "Fuck yeah!" like, let's
Yeah.
go!
Yeah.
Shit. Oh
Hey,
man, fun time.
hey, and because I know you also soon want to get to Scream 7. Here's like honestly the most important thing I can say. I said it in like multiple chats, some of the live streams, but this is kind of how my feelings about Scream 6 is summed up. Low key, I compare Scream 6 to. Have you ever watched The Walking Dead?
Vaguely, not much.
Okay. Yeah, there's 11 seasons, dude. I was a fanatic of that show.
Okay.
Season 8 of The Walking Dead. I like to compare Scream 6 to season 8 of The Walking Dead, even though Scream 6 is way better in quality and entertainment. But in the sense that it's the worst Scream movie, if we're talking about, like, if we don't add things like rewatchability and entertainment, it's the worst Scream movie because of all the plot holes that could be fixed in Scream 6, so that might not be a problem soon. But it's so entertaining. It's like in my top three. Season 8 of The Walking Dead is fucking terrible. Okay, the writing is terrible. The effects are kind of off. But dude, like that's one of my most rewatched seasons because it's so entertaining. Scream 6 is really entertaining, bro, and that's what I will say. Like, have you seen Fate and Jake go at it talking about Scream 6?
A little bit.
Bro, Loki, they both have good points. Fate is going based off of just writing and stuff like that. But Jake, he's like, dude, it's an awesome film. I like to watch it. Scream 2 is nowhere near being the worst film, but it's my least favorite Scream film because I feel like it's the least entertaining Scream film. I would even
Okay.
watch Scream 3 over Scream 2. So that's really how I feel about Scream 6. Is that they did a lot of poor writing choices, but start to finish, if you ask me, like on any day, would you rather watch Scream 6 or Scream 2? I'm gonna say Scream 6, even though Scream 2 is better written. So that's how I
Oh,
feel about Scream 6 personally, man.
I can understand why you would feel that way, especially from an entertainment standpoint, because when you go back and rewatch Scream 2, it kind of dialed down on the entertaining aspects compared to what we got with Scream 1. And I think
Mhm.
that was more also because we didn't have a character like Stu,
Yeah.
around, to have that entertainment value.
Yeah.
They didn't let Randy, like, there was moments they let Randy kind of be funny, but then they didn't, like, they kind of kept him handcuffed to a degree. When I
Yeah.
do feel like they could have allowed Jamie to be more funny because Jamie is hilarious when you allow him
Right.
to be. They definitely were a lot more serious in Scream 2. And I think compared to Scream 6, that's why some will find it more entertaining because Scream 6 comes off as loose. Like, it's
Right.
just like, all right, we know shit don't make sense, but we're going to make y'all laugh and we're going to make y'all entertained along the way. So just
Right.
enjoy the Scream 6. How I look at it, it's just enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy some decent moments, some cool moments, like the opening, like Gail's attack scene, like the bodega chase scene. Enjoy some of these cool moments. And then also, we got the Ghostface shrine.
Mm.
That shit was
Yep.
badass. That was a badass scene.
It
Seeing
was.
all that memorabilia there in that, building in that old theater, and then perfect placement, the theater.
Mm-hmm.
That is a perfect place to have a Ghostface shrine outside of maybe the Stu Macher house, which is obviously what they're doing now in Scream 7. But that is the perfect location to have all this memorabilia of past killers and the characters involved with the Scream / Stab franchise, have it in a theater because it's just fitting. Like, it's cinema.
Mhm. Right. Yep. Hell yeah.
Gene is saying, I am going to end up scrolling up here in the chat because I know I'm like super behind. I'm almost like an hour behind.
Oh,
So
dude.
Gene is saying, I've only watched 6 twice, and the only things I like are Sam and then Gail's chase scene. I've watched 5 more than 4 and 6, and I've only watched it 5 times. Holy shit. So that means you haven't even watched 4 and 6. Maybe you've only probably watched those movies maybe 2 to 3 times, most likely. Gina, hey, everybody has their own way of ranking the Scream movies. There are some movies that people find more enjoyable than some. That's like Jordan, perfect example. He finds Scream 6 more entertaining than Scream 2, even if Scream 2 is more well written. That's
Yep.
just how it goes. I personally enjoy Scream 3 more than I enjoy Scream 5 and 6.
Right. Mm.
So that's just how it ends up playing out. Everybody's got their own cup of tea in regards to how they like their Scream movies. But I am going to scroll up here in the chat, you guys, because I'm like super behind. I apologize to anybody's comments I may have missed. I am going to start right here. Thank you for that, Carrie, saying 20 likes. We're almost there. 38 peeps in the chat. Let's get the likes up. Yes, everybody, if you haven't done so already, please shoot this episode of the podcast a like. It definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And when the stream is over, be sure to shoot the hype button as well, because it shoots this stream up the leaderboards so we can get more of an audience here to this channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for that, Carrie, and glad to see you here, friend. Thank you as well, Russell. You guys are awesome. Spicy Oreo 15 saying 100% Scream 6 is fun as fuck to watch. Might be my favorite to watch. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, again, they have a lot of, fun moments in there. Even if you wish, like I do, they were a little bit more serious, it's still fun. It really is. Like, I can watch Scream 6, and even though it makes me cringe a little bit, I'm going to laugh at Bailey because he's fucking hilarious. He just is. It wasn't only when I noticed it to you, I seen those pictures of what you did to him, that I knew you had to fucking die. You had to be fucking punished. like, I'm just like, yo, bro, he is he is the male version times 100 of Mrs. Loomis.
Yeah.
Like he snapped, bro. He went in.
I think that line makes all the difference, though. You probably already know that, though. I mentioned it last stream when I was on. That Bailey said to Sam.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's why I personally think he makes more sense than Miss Loomis. But yeah, he is definitely goofy as shit, though.
He is goofy as shit. And something else that somebody who the fuck said this? Oh man, it was somebody who said it the other night. Oh, Destin was doing a Scream 6 watch party on his channel. And his buddy Nate was watching it for the first time. And he said that Bailey, what took him out of the movie in regards to Bailey being the killer, what he didn't like, is the scene where him and Samantha dive at each other. When Bailey clearly has the gun where he has the advantage. But then we see him when he's trying to look for her and he's around all the robes and stuff. And this motherfucker is like a marksman. Like, he's hitting everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So, yeah, shit like that. Like, and that can be considered goofy, too. Because it's like, how you going to have this guy? He's a cop. Why would he dive at her when she's diving at him? When he could just lean back. Bop, bop. I mean, like they just, oh, man, they dumbed Dermot down so much. And I wish they didn't. I will ask you this before we transition fully to Scream 7. Do you think Dermot, knowing that he was the killer, and I'll get to your comment here in a second, don't worry, but do you think Dermot, knowing that he was the killer, automatically from the start of the production or whatever, do you think that's what maybe hindered his performance? Because him knowing he was the killer, they basically, from what he said, told him to study Scream 2 and study, and I'm going to assume study Mrs. Loomis, because obviously that's the type of character he played. Do you think that was a detriment to the performance we got? Because usually we know that the cast members who end up being the killers, they don't get told until late in the movie. Like, they don't get told until later. So do you think that was a detriment, them telling him early, hey, you're going to be the killer, study this character and, see what you can pinch from that, and then this is what we're going to go with? Like, what do you feel about that?
Kind of. Like, in certain scenes, like and look, this might be a me thing. I honestly didn't see any of the killers somehow in Scream 6 coming. Like, I was actually shocked when Dermot Mulroney's character shot Kirby. I was like, what the fuck? But thinking back on it, scenes like, you fuck with my family, you die. After you just said that, I'm kind of thinking, like, how would he, like, if Dermot Mulroney didn't know his character was the killer, would that have felt more natural?
Right.
I think it would have.
Yes. I agree, man, because what I feel about them not knowing, I feel them not knowing until later on, as opposed to knowing early on, it allows them to improvise better, in my opinion. Now you have to come up on the fly with how you're going to approach being the killer.
Right.
As opposed to planning and honing in on a specific character from a previous movie to where you're like, okay, yeah, I see how she is, so I'm just going to raise that times 100. To me, if you are allowed to improvise, things not only come out more natural, it actually might come out a lot more cleaner too. because again, you're kind of having to rush. Like, man, what can I do to make this character intimidating? What can I do to make the audience feel me as a killer and stuff?
Right.
So, man, I hope, and I'm pretty sure Kevin got back to basics with that. I hope whoever the killers are in Scream 7, I hope they didn't know until later on in production as opposed to early on. Fingers crossed.
And dude, here's something else, dude. Like I forgot where I heard this, dude, but it's the perfect thing, and it's really important. I think is how did I blank out what I was gonna say, bro? Fuck, I somehow forgot what I was gonna say.
No, go ahead, bro. You're good. I would say if you want to like take a second to like see if you can like remember it, I'm gonna just read Yuno's comment real quick.
Yeah, read it.
Saying I think and by the way, what's up? Thank you for being here, brother. I greatly appreciate you. Saying I think Melissa's fans should be glad she's not in Scream 7. Wasn't she supposed to become Ghostface? If so, we all know she would have gotten a bullet from Sydney and they would not have liked it. Maybe I think personally they were going to lean into it, but subsequently they wouldn't have went along with it. I think whoever the killers were in Scream 7, based on from what I remember the rumors were, their whole intention was to turn Samantha into Ghostface. And even Skeet Ulrich said that was the plan for Billy. And, the ghost of Billy in Scream 7 was to turn Samantha full killer. Now, could they have went in that direction? Sure. But I also think they wouldn't have. I think they would have made it to where she would have remained the same in regards to being a vigilante type killer. Like she only kills the way she kills as a Loomis when she's having to defend herself and stuff. So, but if she would have turned full Ghostface and she catches a bullet in the head from Sydney, I mean, what else do you expect? I mean, I don't think a lot of Melissa fans, I mean, me speaking as one, I don't think they would have really cared too much. I think it would have boiled down to execution, how they would have done that. Because I will also say this, and I stand on business when I say this. This is why I did a video about it. Don't rule out the fact that Scream 7 could bring her back as a killer, and we just don't know about it. Movies do this backdoor shit all the time. Backdoor deals get done out of the public eye all the time. So, if there was a reconciliation made, and if the story fits for Scream 7 to still go with this Samantha is a killer angle, I think it could happen. I mean, especially when you talk about Ghostface saying we're going to burn down the Ghostface legacy. I mean, I said it in my video and I'll say it here. Samantha has all the motive in the world to want to burn the legacy of Ghostface down, especially if Gail, Chad, and Mindy betrayed her and made new stab movies or made new stab projects in general off of her story of the last two films. So don't rule it out, but I mean, one way or another, I will say this. I think a lot of fans, even if Samantha were to lose that battle to Sydney, a lot of fans of Samantha would still love the fact that they even got to see that showdown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I would. Woo! That would be a fucking dogfight. That, to me, might be Sydney's toughest challenge right there, Samantha. That would be a tough one, bro.
Dude, Sam would be such a good killer, bro. That would be crazy. And I have my own ideas about how they could in the future. And I definitely want to get into that in the stream, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. I remember what I was going to say now.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So I forgot who said it, but it really sums up how to make a perfect Scream killer perfectly. Hopefully that didn't sound weird. But they basically have to... The problem with the bad killers is that they're not the same character post-reveal. The reason why Stu works and why Billy works is because when Stu is revealed, he's still Stu, but you just know he's a killer now.
Yep.
He didn't go from being goofy as fuck to all of a sudden turning it... Like, imagine if he went through the whole movie how he did, and then after reveal, he wasn't goofy anymore. He was just more like Billy. He was like some... You know what I mean? Like, that would be terrible. Same thing with Billy. Imagine he's serious throughout the whole film, and all of a sudden he's like a Stu-like character. That's
Right.
what makes the Scream 6 killers not good. Because Ethan is not Ethan anymore. Like the way it's like he was acting the whole film. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And then
do. I
and then
get
he
100% what you're saying.
yeah, and I think that's so true, bro. They have to be the same character, except now they're just the killer, but they're the same person.
Right. It's kind of
Mickey
like
did that perfectly too.
you got that with Mickey, but the cool
Mhm.
thing about Mickey is it worked because he was a psycho. So it worked
Yeah,
because the whole movie when we seen Mickey, I mean, yes, did he have some fun banter with Randy, but he wasn't like over the top like he was when he was revealed as a killer. But the reason why it worked for Mickey's character is because we just come to find out, oh yeah, he's really off of his rocker.
yeah, and he
You know,
still seems like the same person though,
I mean,
too.
yeah, he's still kind of seen like the same person. Like even Mrs. Loomis said it. You know, the poor boy was completely out of his mind.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah,
yeah, you're absolutely right when you say that. Though the killers have to remain the same even when they are revealed, because that us liking them as characters is what will make us like them as killers even more.
hmm
That's why we love Stu so much, because he still was the same guy that he was when he was revealed as a killer. It's just like,
yeah,
oh, he's a killer, and he got a little mastermind twist to him. That's just an extra added bonus.
yeah. And I feel like there's two killers where they kind of do the bad thing of changing their character, but it works.
Right.
Roman and Amber. Roman Loki, but for some reason that works. I don't know why. And same thing with Amber. I feel like she's not the same exact person, but you can tell that she's Loki just psychopathic. So yeah, it's like I don't know something about. It's almost like she was. I don't know. It was good. Just that's all I'll say. And she wasn't the same.
No, she wasn't. It's like, I'll put it this way. I would have liked Amber a lot more if she would have kept that cruel attitude that she had when she first was revealed. Like when she says, I know, boom,
Yeah,
walking to Act 3. And then she goes out on the porch, help me, help. Fuck it. Like, that
that
moment
shit was.
that moments of Amber, I really, really genuinely like, because I'm like, damn, she's actually got some seriousness to her. But then
Mhm.
after Richie's revealed and it's revealed that he's in control of the situation, it's like she becomes completely out of her mind. And I'm like, this is not the same person that I just saw. Like the person I just saw on the porch, she was in control.
Yeah, she was kind of like Stu after the reveal.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's just
Same with
like
Richie a little bit for some reason.
they
But
kind of both
everybody tries to be Stu, Loki.
that. Hey, you can see that as another Easter egg of where they was trying to go.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but no, you're right about that, man. And wow, I never really paid attention into it until now. Like there was two different sides of Amber Freeman as the killer. There's
hmm
the cruel side of the killer that I like that we see on the porch and when she
hmm
shoots Liv, and then there's this somewhat unbelievably over the top goofy character that's doing to Sydney and
yeah.
whatever and shit
I,
like that. And it's just like
here's
I
why.
want more of the seriousness. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
Low key, I don't think it's jarring to me. Like you're probably thinking like it's kind of jarring to you in a way, a little bit.
A
Or
little
would you
bit.
say?
It's just a little bit, like not completely jarring because I understand these people are killers and they might be a little bit fucking out of their mind,
Yeah,
but it's just like don't make it so unbelievable. Like don't make it so cheesy. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
that's the issue I have.
Yeah, here's why it works for me, bro. Because if you remember, like these two are both like stab fanatics. They're geeks a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if you look back when Richie and Sam went to Dewey's trailer, there's a moment I didn't realize until some chick I was watching react to the movie pointed it out, bro. When Dewey opens the door, look at Richie's face, bro.
Oh yeah.
He's tripping, bro. He's like,
He's bugged out. Yeah, he's like, oh my god, Dewey Riley in the
yeah, and
flesh.
then bro, and then like so if you think about it that way, I think Amber was just geeking out because she was in front of the real Sidney Prescott. I think
that
that's what
that
it
could
was.
be it too. I mean, yeah, because then we did see Richie, pull up on Sydney like, whoa, Sidney Prescott. I
I'm a big fan. Right? Yeah, bro. Literally. Seriously.
Oh man, that's one thing we can all agree. I think on the killers in Scream 5 and 6. If you're ever having a down day and you need a laugh, go watch them. They will make you laugh. They will get you through the hard times. They will make you fucking laugh so damn hard. They have some great moments. Like I do love when fucking Richie is when Sydney's shooting through the doors and she opens the door and Richie's in the closet and she's like, "What are you doing in here? Hiding from murderers or whatever?" And she's like, "I told you to come out. I'm not coming out when you're shooting everything."
Like, yeah, I love that part, bro. It's so funny.
Oh man, dude! Holy shit! It's fucking Ghostface.
Right.
Oh
bro,
man!
I want to say as a little small side note in general. Tell me how you feel about this. You know, it's weird that we never see any of the killers have sheets. You know what I mean? Like the knife thing.
Yeah, what?
Except Mickey, bro. Like like the knife holder sheets. I think that's what it's called.
The knife? You mean like a holster?
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird, bro? They never ever showed them have. Bro, Mickey's the only one that you actually see.
That's right. Wow, that's a great point.
So the only thing that makes sense, because they can't be just having it in their pocket. The only thing that makes sense is they have it like backwards and it's in like.
You have to have it somewhere tucked in the robe somewhere.
Yeah, like tucked into like their
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so it could be like tucked into their jean pants because Mickey, he had his shit on the outside of his shit.
Yeah,
but, like on
it
his
could
jeans.
also be attached to their pants that they're wearing. They could also have it tucked in on it, like basically instead of having it on the side to where it would be hanging down on the pants, they basically have it folded up like on their stomach or whatever type deal and shit like that instead of having it drooping down on the side. That could very well be the case. I forgot he had the knife holder.
Yeah, I mean they still would have to have a knife holder, otherwise they would get cut the fuck up. But it could.
Yeah, but I always thought that was one of their things of like how they was trying to suspend disbelief. I never really like looked into them like how they placed the knife or where they had the knife hidden. I never really, I guess, paid attention to that. Like,
yeah, I remember I noticed that when I was watching Scream 2 like 4 years ago. I was like, dude, Mickey, he's the only one that low-key has the actual knife holder.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But yeah, they probably just have it tucked in, bro. Yeah, they probably just have it tucked into their jeans though. Like that, you can do that to where it's concealed.
Yes.
But, yeah, but it would still have to be in a holster though. Otherwise, you get cut up. But
we're gonna get to a few of these comments, and then we're gonna pivot to some Scream 7 talk because I know you have some theories you want to talk about. Destin, what's going on, bro? I hope you're feeling better, man. If you're still here, let me know what's going on, bro. Shoot me a message on Instagram. We have saying my wallet is crying, so I'm just enjoying my time in the chat. Yeah, man, absolutely. Just hang out. Don't always gotta, send in a super chat or nothing. Like, just hang out, bro. Enjoy the show. Yeah, that's what I wanted to pull up real quick too, because yeah, I agree, Carrie, with your response to Gina. Scream 2 has a strong hold on me, so much nostalgia. Yeah, I like Scream 2 a lot, as well. I think it's one of the better made sequels for a popular horror franchise that there is. Like, it was a really good follow-up. That Gale chase scene in the fucking film, dorm or whatever that fucking place is, the building, really well done. Still, to me, arguably, at least until we see Scream 7, that might be the greatest chase scene in Scream franchise history right now.
Yeah. The Scream franchise is legendary because even though Scream 2 is my least favorite, even that film I'd watch over so many other slasher films,
That's what I've always said, Jordan. It's like, and I love me some Halloween. Halloween is my number one franchise. But the rewatchability on Scream movies compared to some Halloween movies is undeniably better.
Right.
I say it all the time. I only rewatch Halloween 6 because that was Donald Pleasant's last Halloween movie. That is it. And because Paul Rudd was in it, and I really liked his performance as Tommy Doyle. Outside of that, caca. Don't like it at all. Halloween Resurrection. Is Halloween Resurrection a fun popcorn watch for me? Sure.
For me
but
too.
Do I revere it as one of the better Halloween movies? Absolutely not. So Scream, for all the flaws that 5 and 6 has, they are still highly watchable movies because they are entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah.
That's the one thing Scream franchise has always done better than a lot of other horror movie franchises is that you can really, in my opinion, say they don't really have one bad movie.
Yeah, bro. Even the worst Scream movie, I would say, beats every. Like, if Halloween 2018 didn't exist, the only Halloween movie that would be better than even the worst Scream movie would be the original. But Halloween and Halloween 2018, like, bro, everything after that, I would watch Scream 3, Scream 6, and Scream 2 over those ones any day. You know what I'm saying? I remember Child's Play, bro, used to be up there, but they kind of fucked it up.
Yeah, I like the first 3 and 4 because I love me some Bride of Chucky. Seed of Chucky is where it was for me, but Curse of Chucky and The Cult of Chucky, I really enjoyed those 2 movies, especially Curse of Chucky, because we got back to the basics of the less funny and more intense, fearsome Chucky.
And everybody hates that one though because like Loki, it did like open the door for like a lot of shit that Loki isn't good. Like Loki, Loki changed a lot of the lore. I think,
I really don't think so. I mean, I think if anything, if changed the lore of Child's Play is when they introduced Tiffany in the first place, because that's now you introduce a character who was a part of Charlie Ray's life and who was a murderer with him, who was his companion. So now the lore is automatically changed. And if anything, I actually think she helped add to the lore of, Chucky in the franchise. Like, bro, that Tiffany doll is fucking popular, bro. People love Jennifer Tilly, bro. They just love her.
Yeah.
So I get what you're talking about in regards to Chucky's lore himself, because the first 3 movies, when you look at the first 3 movies and then watch 4, 5, 6, and 7, because of the incorporation of Tiffany, it is a completely different version of Chucky that we are seeing compared to the first 3 and stuff. So I can understand in regards to changing the lore of the character for him. But as a franchise and as a whole, I feel like Tiffany has been beneficial because Chucky, obviously, even though there are a lot of girls who love Chucky themselves, obviously Chucky was for the good guys. It was for the guys. Now you have a character in Tiffany who is for the girls. You know what I mean? And they just fucking love that character, bro. And I love that character. I don't know. I love the banter between Chucky and Tiffany, especially in Bride of Chucky. You got your wish, you're mine now, doll. And if you
I gotta rewatch all of them.
Love, honor, and obey. Just their chemistry, Brad and Jennifer's chemistry is just so good in my opinion. I don't think if it was anybody else playing those roles that the Tiffany and Chucky dynamic would work. It has to be with Brad Dourif and Jennifer Tilly.
For sure, dude. For sure.
I'll be right back saying The Shrine was my favorite part of 6, along with the opening and Kirby coming back. And I seen Carrie had said the same thing about The Shrine. Yeah, The Shrine was awesome, and I like the fact that they brought Kirby back. I just didn't like the way they did it. I felt like she was just rushed in as an FBI agent, and I will stand on that because we know for a fact in a deleted scene in Scream 5, that wasn't even the initial plan for her. She was going to be a missing character, so the fact that they brought her in as an FBI agent, I felt it feels kind of rushed, and I feel like they did it only because Nev wasn't going to be in Scream 6. But nonetheless, we did get Kirby back. Hopefully, we get to see some Kirby in Scream 7 and Scream 8. And now that's when we're going to pivot. So let me start off the Scream 7 talk with that question. Jordan, my man, before we get to your theories, will we see Miss Kirby Reed at any point over the next 2 films?
Next two films or three?
Yeah,
Did you say?
because Scream 8 is happening, and Kevin
Oh yeah.
Williamson, I guess, confirmed that he is directing Scream 8.
Oh, okay. Not Scream 7. I feel like it would have. Well, I don't. Like, I try my best to stay away from spoilers anyway. So if it
Mhm.
is out there, I haven't seen it. But I don't think she'll be in Scream 7. I think she'll probably be in Scream 8. And the
Okay.
way they'll. Like, are they still doing the Kirby spin-off movie where she like has her own Ghostface story? Here's what I think they'll do then. Like, she's not going to be in Scream 7. And the way they'll explain her not being in Scream 7, right, during Scream 8, if because I think they'll probably try to get her back for Scream 8, is they'll say that she was dealing with a different Ghostface attack. Like, because she, like, I don't know if I'm missing, because I was watching, rewatching Scream 6, like, 3-4 weeks ago, and I realized I may have misinterpreted a line, but she was like, I have a special interest in Ghostface attacks. Before
No,
I
you didn't
thought that meant,
misinterpret.
like, huh?
You didn't misinterpret.
Okay, yeah, because originally I was like, yeah, that means she like if there's a ghost face attack, she likes to be involved, you
Yes.
know. But so I think they could use that to explain it. Otherwise, it's almost a plot hole if she isn't in 7, and it's kind of a plot hole in a way that she wasn't in Scream 5 technically. If she was already on that type timing, you know. But that's what I think. I think she'll be in Scream 8, but I don't think she'll be in Scream 7. And I think that's how they're going to explain her absence in Scream 7.
Yeah, I hope at some point she does. I agree with you that if they are still planning to do the Kirby spinoff, you do have to lead into that in some shape, way, or form.
Hmm.
So we'll see. I would love to see Hayden back because she openly spoke about how returning as Kirby Reed. Like she literally said, the fans. She came back because the fans made her want to come back. Like the fans made her feel so welcome to come back, and we didn't know how much that she needed to hear that and
Mm.
stuff. So that tells me she might have been going through some things, some personal things, and the fandom speaking out like bring Kirby back, bring Kirby to Scream 6 or whatever, and getting her
Hmm.
that part that actually did a lot for her, as a person and stuff. And
Yeah.
I love Hayden. I thought Kirby, especially in Scream 4, was a great character. And
Hmm.
6, they kind of made her a little underwhelming, but she's still Kirby Reed, and she's still a part of the lore and a part of the legacy of the franchise. And she is a character who did make it, in survival. So she
Hmm.
is a character who does need to have a spotlight to some degree, whether you're going to bring her back for a little bit in 7 or 8 as a cameo or something like that, whatever you're going to do that leads us into a spinoff. Whatever your plans are for Kirby, just give us a little bit more Kirby Reed. She does deserve it. I love the character.
Hmm.
I do want to say what's up to Treston real quick. What's going on, Treston? It's been a little bit. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Um, so Jordan, what are some
Yeah.
of these theories that you wanted to talk about based on the TV spot trailers and stuff that we've gotten over the last week and some change?
Yeah, dude, it's a lot of stuff. I first want to bring up sort of the true crime thing, but also I know you've heard in one of the new TV spots where the line that we originally heard where he said, I'm gonna burn it all down, he says, we're gonna burn it all down.
Yeah.
What do you think about now that Kevin Williamson is on it? I know that he apparently did his original Scream 3 idea in like a TV show, like The Following or something. Do you think it could be a mix of true crime plus his original idea, where it's like it is a cult, but they just like love Stu and all the other killers or something, and I don't know, they're just trying to, I don't know, what do you think about that? Do you think it's like a cult, like as far as they're trying to do something with true crime, or do you think it's just a cult for Stu?
Give me 1 second, Jordan.
Okay.
Um, Fair warning, Tristan. I don't know what's going on in chat, but please don't spam anything or make anybody feel uncomfortable. I don't know what's exactly going on. I don't want to have to remove you or anybody. So whatever's going on, just please chillax. I greatly appreciate it. Now, so Jordan, your question is, do I think with Kevin being on board, could we be getting a mixture of true crime along with this Stu DOA angle? And that the killers that will subsequently be revealed are killers who are big fans of Stu Macher and true crime and stuff like that. I think especially if AI is involved, I definitely do think that has to be a discussion, right? Like if Stu's not going to come back alive, and let's say if they actually nip it in the bud and like give us a definitive like answer that he is dead, then yeah, I can see them going in this true crime type of angle with these fans who like Stu Macher a lot and want to bring his legacy as one of the original Ghostface killers to the light, if that's their intentions. Do I feel like it would be a little bit close to what Richie kind of did in Scream 5 with setting his stab movie up, to be based on true events with Samantha's character? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, we already expect this movie to mirror some of the things that they did in previous movies before and pay homage to previous movies. So it wouldn't be that much of a big deal if they did that, even if I would feel like, okay, we kind of did this with Richie. It falls in line with what the franchise does. So, I mean, if Stu's not going to be revealed alive, but whoever's behind it is like massive Stu Macher fans, like basically playing on the Quinn Bailey fandom, so to speak. Because remember, Quinn said that Stu was her favorite. So, playing on this lore of Stu Macher, yeah, I can see them doing that, especially if the idea is to not bring Stu Macher back alive. I mean, you have to explain somehow why he's going to be in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just give us all this AI Stu stuff, but then when the killers are revealed, they don't mention anything about them. No, it has to be killers who are either Stu fans or who are related to Stu Macher in some shape, way, or form, to where they're like, Stu never gets the credit that he deserves as being one half of the killers. It's always about Billy, and we're here to make everybody remember the name of Stu Macher. So, yeah, Kevin could definitely decide to go in that direction, especially if they're going to play into the whole true crime aspect and stuff like that. And it's interesting that we got that picture of the OG5 sitting in the patient's room that they're going to be visiting at Fallbrook. So that kind of tells me right there in itself that this is going to be somewhat of a true crime angle, because that's not just a picture of Sydney and Gail. That's a picture of Sydney, Billy, Stu, Randy, it's Tatum, all of them. So, man, yeah, they definitely could be going with this true crime angle to a degree, especially, like I said earlier, with the fact that they're getting that they're actually releasing that true crime documentary in regards to the real Scream murders in real life. Maybe Scream 7 itself might be a situation where the movies are imitating. How can I say it? How did Mickey preface it? It's classic case of art imitating life, so to speak.
Yeah, he said like life imitating, like art into what's the word?
Art intimidating life.
Yeah. Art imitating life, imitating art. He said it like twice.
Shit like that.
Yep.
So yeah, it could definitely be something like that, man.
And a lot of people are thinking it's a plot hole, that picture, but it actually makes sense. Like if somebody, like maybe after we cut from that scene off screen, like somebody came by like, "Hey, let me get your picture for the yearbook." You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it is. What if it was Christina or Leslie? Well, maybe not Leslie, but Christina.
You know who I think it was?
Who?
Gail.
What? Really?
I'm gonna tell you why. You gotta think about it, bro. She's in the middle of Sydney's court case with Maureen and shit like that, or in the aftermath of the court case. Now these new murders are happening. Now these new murders are happening or whatever and stuff, and it revolves around Sydney and her classmates. It's not impossible to think that Gail, could have snapped a picture of them hanging out and shit like that. Like, listen, man, especially because Gail, again, she was around for everything. And how many times did we see her try to get an interview with Sydney? Think about it. When Sydney got attacked, Gail was right there trying to get that interview. She literally went to the back of the police station, didn't care that Sydney almost just got killed. I don't give a damn. I want that interview. So it's not impossible to think. And then also, Gail's whole purpose also for trying to communicate with Sydney was to see if she started to feel different about Cotton being the killer of her mother. It's not impossible to think that Gail was keeping tabs on Sydney and maybe took a shot of her and her friends that, sitting by the fountain and all that stuff. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm looking at Scream 7 like this. The poster itself says face your past. If it has nothing, if Stu Macher is not alive and he's only AI, then who from Sydney's past is still present that would be privy to? Gail Weathers. She's the only one that's still alive from the past, bro. She's the only one. So, and I've said this before, I think I even said it yesterday. If you're going to close out Sydney's story entirely, what better way than to close it out with a showdown between her and Gail, and you reveal Gail as this crazy mastermind Ghostface or some shit like that.
That would actually work because I don't even I low-key don't like Gail a little bit.
Think about it. Think about it, bro. Sydney's greatest rivalry in the Scream franchise outside of Ghostface was who?
Gail. Bro, what if she's like in a way like a play on Audrey from the series?
Bro, Audrey. See, Jordan, this is why I fucking like you, bro. See, we be on the same wavelength, bro, because I was thinking the same thing. If Gail isn't like 100% like Ghostface, could there be some way that she is involved, whether it's intentional or unintentional? And the fucking character who came to my mind when I was thinking about that was Audrey from Scream the TV series.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think that could definitely be on board in regards to Gail's character. I definitely do think they could do something like that for her character if they wanted to lean into that idea for her. Like, I love that idea, bro.
But
I love that idea a lot.
But I feel like it would have to be something where she is still like she really did love Dewey, and she actually like isn't as bad as it makes her out to be. I feel like, I don't know, if she went full evil, maybe that's just selfish on my part because low-key, I want a movie where in the future where there's a Gail-like character, but they're the killer, trying to like basically kind of what did Randy say it, where like she's trying to create her own story. That's why she's probably the killer.
Kind of like Piper in Scream the TV series. Piper was literally Gail Weathers in the TV series.
Yep, except she was Roman, low-key. She was like
she was between Roman and Gail.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And she had a real motive. She wasn't just trying to make a story. But my mind is like, I want a character that's Gail, but she's just doing it because she wants to make a story. And she wants to be the new Gail Weathers.
That just got my gears grinding. I got to put that in my next video when I'm talking about, because I have a video lined up talking about this Gail theory and stuff. And it's interesting that you brought up the fact that Piper was literally a mixture of Gail and Roman.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
One time, hey, bro, one of these days, me and you, maybe even somebody else like Pam or Bearded, bro, we got to go live and do like a live freaking Ghostface tier list or something, bro.
Oh, no, I already have that planned. Yeah, one of the things I am going to be doing, especially with that glow-in-the-dark party, is I want to do some trivia stuff, but I also want to do some tier list stuff too. So I'm going to start doing a lot more of those type of things here on the channel, especially in regards to like other horror movie franchises that I like Children of the Corn. I would love to do a tier list for that. The Saw franchise, like, yeah, trust and believe, bro. I've been slowly but surely working my way into looking at tier maker sites and stuff like that, and slowly but surely, like, okay, this is how I want to do it. This is what I want to do, and creating some streams for that. Because it's cool having these discussions and stuff like that, but sometimes it is cool just hanging out, having a chill night where you don't really have to theorize about anything and just hang out and kind of, place people where you want to place them.
Right. Dude, low key, Kieran is one of my favorite killers of all time. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. He was kind
Kieran's
of cool. Yeah, yep.
Carrie says Sam is a ghost face I'd want to get away, to be honest. I'd want her to just escape and never look back. Sid lets her go. I would have liked that, not gonna lie. Ooh, a little Brian O'Connor and Dominic Toretto action, eh? I can get behind that. I can get behind that, Carrie. Hell yeah.
Do you want to know what my idea is for Sam being the killer? They can still do it, bro. You want to
go ahead,
bro? I think if they squash the beef or whatever, it's a story. Maybe Sydney's not even in it, but it's a story. Sam and Tara. Somebody's coming after Sam for some reason. Maybe they want to make her suffer, and they kill Tara. That's the important part. Sam goes crazy because somehow, like, whoever the killer would be, it was like maybe that person had a family member or something that maybe wasn't even involved, or maybe Sam finds out they are involved or something, and she becomes a killer, kind of at a revenge for Tara. I think that would be a perfect way to make Sam a ghost face without kind of ruining her character.
From what I heard, that's what they were planning on kind of doing. Because
of Tara's death?
Tara was supposed to die early in the movie.
Oh.
Tara was supposed to die early in the movie or whatnot, and that was supposed to be the downward spiral of Samantha transcending into the dark side fully.
Oh, okay. Damn, yeah. That's crazy. How did I think of that?
That's serious. Like, that's what they were planning to do. At least that's what the rumors state. And now, again, I don't know how true those rumors were, but there was also the rumors that Leslie and Christina were supposed to be the killers of that movie.
Oh, yeah. I think they confirmed that, didn't they? Like,
I'm not mistaken, but I just don't know how that makes sense.
I wouldn't have liked that.
Killer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I feel
maybe it would have been something different, so I don't know. But I like the idea of the Ghostface kills Tara as a way to try to break Samantha. I like that. I don't mind that idea at all.
Yeah, dude, I feel like we dodged a lot of bullets in the Scream franchise because Loki, when I first heard about the Scream 3 original idea, I thought it was dope until I heard that apparently nobody was gonna die or something. Wasn't that the original plan? Like, it was Stu in prison, he had a cult, but they were all gonna fake their deaths.
Yep, and that's something I think could happen for Scream 7, bro. People are sleeping on this theater play idea. It's like if they're doing a play and these kids are somewhat actors to a degree, then that means they could have all the tools and the props and the prosthetics needed to do a bunch of fake out deaths.
Yeah, but people have to die, in my opinion, though. I would be pissed if we had a Scream movie that didn't actually die.
Did you get to see that Q&A panel from Kevin Williamson, I want to say about a few days ago?
No.
Apparently, Kevin said in a Q&A that there were some kills that he had for Scream 7 that he saved for Scream 8.
Wait, really?
So that means there are some people that were supposed to die in Scream 7 that will probably make it to 8, and they're not going to die until then.
Dang, dude.
Either that, or he's saying the style of kills that he had for certain people in 7 aren't going to be used for other characters until 8. But I actually think he's talking about the character's deaths in itself. I think what's going to happen is that we're going to get a minimum amount of people dying in this movie, and then they're basically going to have a good few bit of people make it to the 8th film, where then all bets are off.
Yeah, but I was talking about because I to my knowledge, originally in Scream 3, literally nobody was gonna die.
You're talking about like the main characters. Oh no! In the original concept, the original concept, all the people who were supposed to die were supposed to be ghost faces who faked their deaths.
Yeah, I would have hated that shit, bro.
I think it could be done for Scream 7.
But I feel like if they do it, people still have to actually die. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if it's
they have to be killed off. I absolutely. But in regards to them actually doing something like that and then Sydney killing them off, I'm not against it.
I mean, I guess if she kills them off, then there will be kills. But if the killers don't kill anybody, I'll be like, that's kind of
Oh, I get what you're
lame.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they don't kill anybody outside of their own fake deaths, yeah, I can understand why people wouldn't like that.
Yeah, because that's what was going to happen, though, right? In Scream 3?
Well, from what I understand was that basically I'm sure there would have been some other deaths along the way, but that the
Mm-hmm.
main people who were like the main Woodsboro Cinema Club members, 6 kids, they
Mm-hmm.
were supposed to their deaths were supposed to be faked, and then they were
Mm.
supposed to be revealed as the cult of Stu Macher and the cult of Ghostface.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So
That's better
apparently,
than.
but I do know there was some deaths that were supposed to happen along the way, but within those 6 characters, their deaths were going to be fake, and they were going to be revealed as the cult of Stu Macher from jail.
Okay, okay. That
So
makes sense then. Yeah, as long as there's actual deaths. Otherwise, I would think that would be kind of lame.
right, no, I feel you. I understand why that would be considered lame because that's the
Mhm.
whole point of a horror movie. You know, you got to have some of these people die.
Right.
DJ 1884 Children of the Corn. Yeah, right. Fucking Chat GPT thumbnail fuck up. It's still there. It's never coming off.
Oh, you
Um.
messed up a
Oh,
thumbnail?
that's what's up. Yo, Jordan, Rando Geek, subscribe to your channel, bro.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I saw. I thanked them. Heck yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I will say, guys, we have about like 6 minutes left in the stream before I am going to cut it. So I'm going to try to get to some of you guys' comments. And I do want Jordan, is there any other theories or things that you wanted to bring up real quick before we do head out for today?
Yeah, and I'm gonna mention it because I'm planning on making a video like on like who I think's gonna die, who I think's gonna survive, who I think's gonna be Ghostface. I will just say as far as like killer selection, I think there's gonna be kind of a twist for us diehard fans, like the regular people they won't even notice. But I think it's gonna be a slight twist in the sense that we think it's gonna be like Scream 3, but in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of ways it's actually they're gonna stop doing that shit and they're gonna make their
Oh,
own
wow.
films. I think so, and I think that we're gonna burn it all down line is kind of like a kind of clue to that because I think there might be like 3 or 4 killers. I think Sam's not Sam, Tatum's boyfriend is gonna be the killer. It's either gonna be Tatum's boyfriend, Jessica, and Stu, and her son doesn't know anything. She's like trying to protect him from it, or it's that plus the son, or I think it's gonna be Sam Reckner's character plus maybe it's just Lucas. You know, I don't know, man, but I think my main thing is I think it's gonna be Sam Reckner's character. Hopefully, I'm not
Okay.
fucking up with that, but I think there's a lot of variations to it, to be honest. But
No,
I
he
think,
definitely could end up being one of the killers. I mean, he is the boyfriend and he is wearing plaid.
yeah, does that
If
bother
I
you, by
had
the
to
way?
choose, I
Boyfriend
was,
characters, killers.
wait, what was that?
I said, does that bother you, by the way? Because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it can't be the boyfriend again." Does that is it? Are you
Well,
like me
I
where you
mean,
don't care?
considering we did just see that in Scream 5, yes, it would kind of bother me. It wouldn't have bothered me so much with Danny if you would have did it the Kieran route, because then it would be
Right.
different in regards to how you did it. But if you're just going to reveal that Ben is one of the killers, I do kind of feel it's like, all right, this is a little over fucking cooked here,
Right.
and stuff.
I feel you.
I think as of right now, depending on, and I do want to say, I don't know if this clip is real or not, but even if it is, it could be a fake out. But I did see a clip earlier from Terracut Studios that he released, and I think it's like from new footage from Scream 7, where we see Anna Camp as Jessica being attacked.
Oh, really?
And she's trying to fight off Ghostface with a bat. Now, again, I want to preface that by saying I don't know if that's AI or I don't know if it's real. But I do think it's real because she's wearing the same sweater that we see her wearing in the poster, that pink like burgundy-ish type sweater.
Mm.
So, with that being said, could her attack scene obviously be a fake out? Sure. But I said this before. I think Lucas, her son, could be a fake out when he's getting drugged and we see him put his hand on the door or whatever and this and that,
Yeah, yeah.
Walker style. I think that could be a fake out and that he is going to be one of the Ghostface killers, and obviously Jess will be too.
Mm-hmm.
But if he actually dies, unless Jess is just an evil fucking woman,
Mm-hmm.
I can't see Anna Camp being the killer then if he dies. Because
Yeah.
I just don't, unless it's going to be revealed that he wasn't really her son, and stuff like that, which I don't think they'll do, but you just never know. I just don't think it would make much sense for her to be the killer. But as of right now, if I'm going to have two people as my top suspects outside of Stu Macher, we'll exclude him because everybody knows how I feel about him.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to choose two new characters to be the killers right now, I'm saying it's Ethan Embry and I'm saying it's Lucas, Asa Germain.
Is it Ethan Embry, the psych nurse?
Yes.
Okay.
There's just something that is clicking about his character to me. I don't know if it's the appearance, if it's the receding hairline or what. I don't know what it is, bro. But this motherfucker, and the way he's looking on the poster, I'm just like, I have a feeling he's going to be more important to the story than what they might be leading on in the promotion. So that's where I'm at with it as of right now. I think it could be Ethan Embry's character, Lucas, and if that's the case, then that means Jessica Anna Camp would also be the killer. But my dark horse, as you guys have been obviously picking up on over the last couple of weeks, my dark horse is Gale Weathers.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll do that, though. I don't know.
Probably they might not, bro. They might not. They might just be teasing it or trying to make her look like a massive red herring. But again, if this is going to be supremely personal, and if we are going back to the past, if we're not getting Stu Macher back alive, I don't see anybody else from the past other than Gale that we could sink our teeth into and be like, okay, that's understandable why they would plan this for God knows how long and come after Sydney now. You know what I mean? There's stuff with Gale that they could play into that could, if they write it correctly and curate it correctly, it could work. Again, they might not do it because Gale, even though it's like a love-hate thing, she is a beloved character. But I think, because I just look at it like this, Jordan, and then we are going to wrap it up or whatnot. I just look at it like this. If you don't give Gale a redemption arc, right, to where maybe she stopped writing about the attacks that happened in New York, or maybe she wrote a book about Dewey for a change, like you give her that type of redemption arc. If she's still the same Gale Weathers, outside of just killing her off, like what really else can you do with this character that is going to make the audience want to see her again, or that will be that will give the audience a satisfactory ending to this character?
Right.
I think killing her off would just be too easy. If you really want this character to go out with a bang, pull the trigger, reveal her as a mastermind Ghostface, make it all make sense, and give us one of the most shocking, if not the most shocking, Ghostface reveal of all time. Because that's one thing I can guarantee you. If they were to pull that trigger on Gale being the killer, I can almost guarantee your face, my face, Pam's face, Destin's face, Knight's face, everybody's face that goes to see this movie is going to be like,
yeah, bro, that would be so crazy.
I'm telling you, bro. So I don't know. It might most likely will not happen, but I'm gonna keep the idea alive because I think it needs to be kept alive. Because again, we have to start thinking about tertiary Ghostface reveal options if we don't get Stu Macher back alive in this film. We have to start thinking about who these other characters are and if they could be Ghostface and if their motive and as to why they are coming after Sydney and her daughter makes sense. Right now, Gale is the only one of those characters outside of Stu Macher in regards to the past that makes sense to me. Anything else you wanted to add, bro, in regards to Scream 7 and in regards to Scream 7 and the theories and the stuff that has come out over the last few weeks in regards to the TV spots and promotional videos and stuff like that?
One more thing, and also I forgot to mention something about Scream 6 too. But I feel like here I'm gonna ask the Scream 6 question first. Do you like the fact that they shot it on like that? It's the only like it's actually the only Scream film that's shot on a spherical lens instead of anamorphic. Do you like the new lens change, or do you prefer that they use anamorphic lenses?
In Scream 7 or Scream 6?
Scream 6, Scream 6.
There were some shots I really didn't care for, but for the most part, it really didn't take me out of the movie. I didn't really have too bad of an issue of it. Like
Okay.
I didn't mind it so much. Like I can see there were some differences compared to previous movies, but didn't really like sway me in any way. If there was a movie that, in regards to the camera they used, that kind of throw me off a little bit, was Scream 4.
Oh yeah, yep. The Vaseline lens.
Yeah, right.
Also, last thing, do you think dude, why do I keep forgetting shit tonight? Do you think Scream 7's trailers could be pulling like a Marvel where certain shots in there don't actually exist?
I see some fans talking about that. It's possible.
They should start doing that, honestly, but
Maybe. I don't
yeah.
know. I think going into every movie, especially with TV spot trailers and just trailers in general, we should all go into it knowing that some of those scenes aren't going to be in the actual final cut.
Yeah.
They're just not. Think about, remember Scream 6, I'm something different. And they never
Yeah.
ended it,
Yeah.
and stuff.
To be fair,
So,
that was the voice line, I think, right?
huh?
Yeah, it was the voice. Yeah, it was, I mean, that's technically a voice line. I don't know if they ever had any shots though in there that they didn't actually have in the movie.
For Scream 6, well, I know we got that leaked image of the bodega scene with Ghostface, and they had the bullet holes in the robe. And then come the time the movie came out, we didn't see no bullet holes in that robe. So that was like the only like live footage or piece of footage from the movie in regards to a physical aspect that we got to see that didn't make it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
Um,
That's it for me.
Colton had said terrible timing for the commercial wasn't during the game. Oh, I'm wondering if you're talking about Scream 7. I don't know. But we are about to wrap it up here because I know the Super Bowl is on, and I greatly appreciate 39 of you still being here hanging out. That's wild. I would assume a lot of people would be heading over towards the game and stuff like that. But I do also want to watch the game myself because I do want to see if we are going to get any new footage for Scream 7, like I assume that we will. Just real quick, closing it up with some comments, and I do see I have a super chat, so I will get to that. J-Rod saying, I think Isabel May / Tatum will be the new lead after probably Scream 7, 8, or 9. I think Scream 7 and 8 are her introduction movies, so the audience can buy her as the new Sid as much as we love Nev. I agree with that. I agree with that from a Final Girl spectrum, and I also agree with that from a Jill Roberts-esque type spectrum. And I'll get into that in a future video and stuff because I can see both sides of the coin there, especially if they were to do some Jill Roberts type of things for Tatum's character in Scream 7. I'm not saying they're going to, but I think any option and anything should be talked about and is open for discussion.
Hey, one question. Do you think Scream 8 is going to release in 2027?
Oh, it's releasing this year.
No, I mean Scream. Did I say Scream 7?
No, you said Scream 8.
Oh, Scream 8. Yeah.
It's releasing this year, Jordan. Book it. I'm calling it. I've been on this since Scream 7 was announced. If we're getting a cliffhanger the way that we think we are, and if filming is supposed to start for Scream 8 next month, like it's been rumored forever, the 30-year anniversary of Scream, December 18th, is a Friday this year, 2 days before the original 30-day anniversary.
I mean, that's not that far. Like, if they release Strangers Chapter 3 a few months after the second one.
I haven't watched that yet, but I am not hearing great things about it.
Bro, I heard it. I literally just went ahead and watched the spoiler reviews, bro. I didn't care, bro, because I knew it was going to be trash.
Oh, wow. So I'm assuming the trailer dropped on Instagram. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat,
Oh,
Shannon. Okay, so Shannon,
so
do me a
fucking hype.
favor. All right, what we're gonna stay on a little bit longer, guys, because now we got some new fucking footage, and I want to take a look at it. So you down, Jordan? You got a few
Yeah,
minutes?
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Dude, I can't. For some reason, I can't log into my Instagram on my computer right now. I don't know why. Here, I'm gonna look
If
it
you
up.
want, bro, if you want to like hop out of the stream to see if you can get on it, and then come back in, go for it. If you
All
think
right,
that will work.
all right. I'll be back. I'm gonna watch the trailer.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you again for your $5 super chat, Shannon. Wow, see, that was quick. I told y'all there was going to be a trailer that was dropping during the Super Bowl. I just didn't fucking know it was going to happen so soon. Wow, that's crazy. But it looks like the same trailer. Yeah, Shannon, send me the link anyway. But this looks like this is the same type of trailer we already seen.
Hey, what account is it on? The Scream movies?
I have no idea. I'm actually waiting for Shannon to send me the link.
Okay. Okay, bet. Let me know. Let me know.
Yeah, if Shannon sends me the link, I'll send it to you in the messages.
Bet. Thank you.
Unless somebody else sent me. Yeah, somebody did send me the link here. I'm gonna forward it to you now. But I think it's one we already seen before. Yeah, so I'm gonna look at it before pulling it up on screen to see if this is one we have already seen. Because if it is, then I'm not gonna show it here on the stream, and I'll just wait to see if we get any more during the Super Bowl itself. Yeah, let me check this out. Let me mute my mic too.
Blucka said the trailer he saw was all reused footage. You don't think the Super Bowl trailer is gonna be the same shit, do you? Like that's what we're talking about, right? It's the one that's supposed to be playing during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the same trailer we already seen. So I'm not going to pull that up here on the channel or on the podcast or whatnot. Yeah, we already seen that one. But thank you though, Shannon, because obviously when something like that drops, you would, you obviously think this is a new trailer or whatever and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not a new TV spot.
Damn.
And I do think that eventually in one of these Super Bowl commercial spots, they're going to release a full trailer for Scream 7. That's what I thought it was when Shannon sent in the super chat. I'm like, oh shit, I was right. Let's go.
Man. Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm still right though. I feel like I'm going to be. I just feel like, granted, they did the big game TV spot, but I feel like with the Super Bowl being such a big event, why would you not drop a full trailer to get as much exposure as you can? There's going to easily be 30 to 50 million people watching the Super Bowl. So
Right.
why would you not drop a trailer for that? So
Do you think they've been going doing too much with the marketing? At first, people were complaining that there's no marketing, and now they're complaining there's too much. Like they're dropping so many TV spots. You think it's too much, or you cool with it?
No, and the reason why I don't think it's too much because Jordan, we're still able to theorize. We don't know what the hell's going on. We don't.
Yeah,
We
I wish I
really
hadn't seen.
don't. We really don't know what they're going to do in this movie. We have certain little ideas, but we have not been able to hammer home exactly what they're going to do in this movie, like it was kind of easy to do for 5 and 6's films, I feel. So I get where some people could say, all right, they're starting to give a little bit too much away. But let's really be honest. They're really not, though, because, I mean, if you want to say they spoiled Mark and they spoiled McKenna Grace, okay, I'll give you that. But outside of that, they really haven't spoiled anything in regards to who the killers are or any of these other characters are. Like, they really haven't given us too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, same. The only thing is, I'm sure you saw the spot where they, I forgot Tatum's other friend's name? Is it
Chloe.
Chloe? Okay. Yeah, you saw the one where they showed her getting stabbed, right?
I did.
She was crying. I wish they hadn't shown that, and I wish they hadn't shown that cool ass shot of what we think is McKenna Grace, like hanging like this.
Right.
That's the only thing, though, for me.
But see, this is why I want everybody to keep the idea alive in their head that because, I mean, at least from what we know, I'm assuming Chloe is also a part of this school play, but I could be wrong. But based on what was going to be done for the original Cinema Club in Woodsboro for Scream 3, this is the Pine Grove Cinema Club. So there could be some fake outs in regards to both Chloe and Hannah scenes, in my opinion, especially if Chloe is a part of the play with her.
Right.
There's something you want to pull up here real quick before we head out, because I tell you one thing, and I said this to you backstage, and I want to share it here if I can find it.
Man, I hope they're using anamorphic lenses on this movie. I like Scream 6, like the spherical look for New York. But man, I hope because that first movie really took advantage of that wide shot lens. It looks so good, man.
Yeah, I like the old school wide shot lens, like the original movie one. I always thought it made the cinematography look better, especially in regards to the small town feel. That's what I kind of disliked about Scream 4. I don't know what type of lens they use, but I don't know. It just kind of took me out of it.
You know what's crazy? Apparently, they also used anamorphic lenses there. I thought it was spherical because the way it looked a little tight sometimes. But I think it was the LUTs, like the LUT, like the color grading. I think that's what made it look like fucked up, you know?
Probably. I think somebody did say they added like a tint to it, and if that is the case, then I'm not too keen on that.
Dude, they need to remaster Scream 4, bro. Like take away, like do a different LUT, like that looks similar to the first 3. I think it will be so much more improved if they did that.
Yeah, I will say this, and I don't know if you see it with Scream 7, but it does kind of look like they got back to the shots of the old school shots, like them wide shots that we got in the first movie, especially when we're outside of Sydney's house and it's doing that little turn and shit like that.
Yeah.
All right, here it is.
Yeah.
Well, before we end this episode of the podcast, y'all, one of the most exciting things about Scream 7, at least for me, outside of the movie itself, is that we get to actually bet on the outcomes for Scream 7. This is insane. If you would have asked me if this was ever even possible many, many years ago to bet on the outcomes in regards to the character deaths, who lives, who dies, who survives for a Scream movie, I would have said you're insane. But thanks to the platform known as Kalshi, that is what we are getting for Scream 7. So I'm going to show this promotional clip to you guys, and then I'm going to go on my little spew because I do have something of an idea planned for this, and I just want to give you guys a preview in regards to where I'm going with it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you download the Kalshi app, you can bet on the outcome of whether these characters will live or die. But where I'm going with this is that here before the movie comes out, I am actually going to end up doing a cash giveaway where 5 people will have the opportunity to win a cash prize from me to place a wager on Kalshi to bet on the outcomes of their choosing. Yes, I'm going to be building some parlays. I will also allow you guys to tail me, as we like to say in the betting streets or whatnot. So basically what that means is if I have a certain parlay that I showcase to you guys and you guys like that parlay and want to use the same bets, that means you can tail the same bets that I'm using to try to win a couple extra bucks. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. I will have more details in regards to when I'm doing this cash giveaway. Again, 5 lucky people will have the opportunity. I'm thinking of doing something of like a total of like $50 cash giveaway to where 5 people will get $10 to use to place the bets on Kalshi to bet on the outcomes for Scream 7. So stay tuned for that, you guys. I will let you guys know in a post before we do the stream for that to happen. I can't wait to do that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think people are really going to dig that. And I don't mind making a few wagers myself. And you bet your ass, Jordan, I will be making a wager on Gale Weathers being a killer because I know that plus on that bad boy. What? Bro, the odds on that happening, I'm telling you right now, Jordan, I'm guaranteeing you, it's sitting at probably plus 2,000. And if it's at plus 2,000, that means if you wager $10 on it and Gale turns out to be the killer, you win $2,000, buddy.
What?
Yeah.
That would be crazy, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And stuff. And that's a beautiful thing too. It's not like you got to go into Kalshi or into any betting platform if you're going to make picks on the outcomes trying to fucking get rich. You can just go in there and try to win a couple bucks off one of your favorite movies.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I'm going to be having a few tickets. Jordan, I'm having a few. I'm going in, brother. But all right, everyone, this is the end of episode 6 of the Raw Footage podcast. I greatly appreciate every single one of you who joined this episode and this live stream today. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the Super Bowl if you're going to watch it. Stay tuned for notifications because I am going to be going live later for a watch party of the Bad Seed. So keep your notifications turned on and enjoy the rest of your evening. Jordan, I will catch you backstage. Everybody, have a great night. I will catch you all later.
Peace, y'all.
You are now watching I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel.
I shot him 6 times.